chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
The frost nipping at your nose.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Welcome back to the Big Wow Cast.
Welcome
that's
back.
What it's called.
It's absolutely not called that.
It's called that because we uploaded at 9 a.m.
It's
CST.
Just how many
we base everything
times?
we base everything off Central Time. We upload these podcasts in the morning. You know, this show called the Big Wow Big Cast Show.
Early in the morning with Big and Wow.
Exactly.
That's what you're listening to. You're listening to Big and Wow in the morning.
If we ran our podcast like a radio show, though, it would be so much more funny.
It's Big Mia and Emmy Wow coming at you live.
Hey, welcome back. Today, we're going to be ranking white women that we found at the Starbucks this morning when we went on the way to the studio.
We are recording this from the Starbucks parking lot. We will inform you of all the MILFs.
We're sorry for the quality, but we think the quality of our content will make up for that.
All right, we've got a brunette with an ASU sweatshirt. She's a little bit flat in the back, but that's fine.
But her face is tight, so
her face is tight, her ass is loose.
3 stars.
3 stars.
I hope you're all doing well. This is a very bum rush podcast on account of my inability to do anything on time. I woke up this morning to film the show. We're filming this is a off kilter podcast that we're filming the day of. This is filmed on the Friday it's going up.
Yes.
And, we do not usually do that, obviously, and I was up this morning, but since Mia's time zone makes her take fucking forever to get ready to do Big Wow Big stuff when I've already been up for like several hours, I fell back asleep, and then I had to I just was like, I need a few minutes, and I took my dog out, and I made coffee, and I got up, and it was like,
Never in the history of ever has anybody besides me been criticized for waking up at 9 a.m.
Yeah, well, I criticized the uncontrolled time difference rather than your ability to get up.
The sheer power of Arizona. But once fall comes around and we're only 2 hours off kilter, then it's a little bit easier.
Oh, man, yeah.
I mean, our two options are either that I wake up even earlier or you wake up later.
Yeah, no, it's... Me waking up later is not an option, actually. I'll have you know. I refuse.
I don't think I want to wake up at any time earlier than 9 a.m.
I think you waking up at 9 a.m. is totally fair. I would rather us do our show start our show around 9 a.m., but my 9 a.m. is your 6 a.m., so it's not fair. And
God,
I hate it.
I had to wake up at 6 a.m. the other day. It was miserable. Absolute misery. It is helping my grandma. She had that was just took up most of that day.
Mia's doing that grandma stuff again.
Always on that grandma shit. back on my grandma shit.
I'm actually quite used to waking up around. I woke up at 5 this morning before I fell back asleep. I'm actually quite used to that, ironically enough, which is Mia's 2 a.m. So it also doesn't work.
It's you're on that that 1800s style of that used to be a more socially acceptable thing. People would it'd be socially recognized that you would sleep for 4 hours maybe, and then you just wake up in the middle of the night and you do whatever in that kind of hour that you'd be awake and then go back to bed. That was a time that people would take to do prayers or whatever, or just do
the dishes.
Yeah, just whatever. You just wake up in the middle of the night and just pass the time for an hour before you fall back asleep. But now it's more recognized now to do a solid 8 hours.
Everybody fucking grew up and started sleeping.
There's been a lot of research into indicating that it is healthier and more natural for our sleep cycles to be in a couple groups of a few hours instead of one solid rest.
I am personally a big fan of the big rest, as we call it now. Apparently, I usually
Propaganda by Big Rest.
Yeah, exactly. My typical sleep schedule is sleeping from like 9 or 10 p.m. to like 5 or 6 a.m. and I love doing that, but I fell off of it in like the middle of March and I never got back on it. I just did it last night, but I haven't done it since then except for like a few times. And that's usually when I sleep, and that works really well for us doing Big Wow Big, but also like I have to use like caffeine and Adderall to like be able to function during our show. And when we started filming it again, at first when we like really when I decided we were going to come back, I was, because we always leave the show because of my shit, but I was like, I forgot that. And when we started actually filming last fall, I like didn't have a lot of the medications I have now that help me, but my Adderall and my caffeine is how we do this show. That is how we do this show. That is how we both do this show, because if I can't function, this show is fucking horrible. And then we just like, we'll hit stop recording. This has happened a few times, but we'll hit stop recording and be like, yeah, that episode wasn't really that good. because I was like super shut down. I just like couldn't think of anything to say the whole time. Like we filmed probably like just under 10 episodes or something like that. I don't know. But I've gotten a good rhythm with the things that help me be able to make content and make the funnies consistently.
Got rhythm. No, I ain't got rhythm.
Like sometimes I fall off of it pretty hard.
It's also my routine whenever to start Big Wow Big. I wake up, I take my ADHD medication.
Wake up, shake up, take a look around you. All the dreams are gonna find you. I don't remember the words.
Am I supposed to know this song?
No. It's from a niche little girl Netflix anime.
From one of those Japanese
that I
shows.
fell in love with as a 17-year-old man.
Little Japanese girls.
I was a really closeted little girl. I really needed that at the time. It was a really closeted little gay boy. It was a little homo boy.
Yeah, one of those little really feel fruity
like boys.
I just have the soul of a Japanese child just there in my body.
My spirit animal is a Japanese infant. I did watch that anime. It's called. The name just. I could have just told you the name of it, and it would get.
You could have just.
It's called Glitter Force, and
Oh my god.
I watched it when I was like 17. Listen, 17 was when all like everything like K-pop, anime, all of it consumed my life for like a year. All of it. It was all in unison. None of it was like, oh, I kind of started listening to BTS, or I kind of started watching anime. Like all of it at the same time. And I just like started like playing games while listening to K-pop, or if I wasn't doing that, I was watching anime. And that carried over into like the next year a little bit, but I've in the last few years I've just been like chronically obsessed with either social media or watching YouTube, which is also social media. And then I've hardly made time recently to actually watch any shows or play through any games. I'm trying to get back to that, because it used to be a lot happier.
Also, it took some brain power. This is going back a little bit, but it took I used some brain power to figure out how a little Japanese baby would cry. And that would be, where Watashi wa baby desu, where Tashi wa.
Interesting. I also
good,
just
right?
Yeah. Oh man, Broadway stuff.
I got about 3 hours of sleep that I'm running
hold on
here.
Let me call Spielberg and tell him I've got the next star right here, man.
Call Spielberg, tell him I want to play the dinosaur in Jurassic Park.
Rawr.
Rawr.
I want to play the dinosaur in Godzilla. I like that dinosaur.
They do she and hers.
I was gonna say I'm part of this content creator Discord server just to be there, and I get random friend requests on Discord sometimes from people like that, and I just got one. So thanks for that. If you watch this show, which you won't, and just so you know, I'm going to politely decline because I don't know who you are, and I don't accept random friend requests from people. Also, did you see the meme? I just realized I sent it. Did you see the meme I sent in the Gen Chat? It says streamers be like, there it is, and it's just a picture of a river
I have
stream.
in fact seen that.
I love that one.
Would you rather spend the rest of your life fishing on the lake or hunting in the woods?
Fishing on the quarry. I'm sorry. What was the last half of what you said? I checked that so I could do that.
Would you rather spend the rest of your life fishing on the lake or hunting in the woods?
If you had the chance to fish in a lake, would you?
Would you? If you had the chance to take a ride on a big green tractor.
Would I rather spend my life hunting or fishing? Definitely hunting. I don't like fishing. I've never liked fishing. I always went fishing as a kid, and I was icked out by touching the fish. I fucking hate it. It's like a super sensory. I can't touch fish. I hate it.
Fair enough. They're pretty slimy.
I can my sister makes this fucking mean salmon. It's like her substitute for steak because she doesn't eat steak. But she makes this mean salmon, and she's a good cook anyway.
She got beef with steak?
I want to say, though, yeah, right. She got beef with that cow. It'd be like, she'd be like, shut the fuck up. I'm going to kill you and not eat you out of disrespect.
Moo.
I was going to say, though, my sister's a fantastic cook. But Hamburger Helper, which is a really incredibly easy thing to cook if you can read, and you have ground beef.
True.
It was the macaroni cheese one.
Yeah.
But we were just gonna make that one night for dinner. I live with my sister, by the way. We're gonna have that one night for dinner, and she came home like pretty relatively intoxicated, and it was just because after her day of work, she went out to drink with some of her coworkers. And
standard adult stuff.
She came home, right, and she came home and made the Hamburger Helper while I did something else, and I ate it. And I've never had something that tasted so much like salt that it made me not be able to eat it. But it's almost like she used salt instead of the flavoring. Like, it was so bad. I am a huge fan of salty stuff or spicy stuff or whatever, but it was so, like, just imagine unscrewing the top of the salt shaker from it and just drinking the salt from it. It tasted like that. It was so bad. I was like mind blown. I had never had something that was so salty I didn't want to eat it.
You got the surf and turf experience from Hamburger Helper.
No, I got just like...
You waded deep in that brine pool.
I got like the dry beach part of the surf. Like, it was fucking... It was so bad.
The mouthful of salt water.
It's one of the worst things I've ever had. But it's so funny because my sister can make like gourmet pasta, but she made the shittiest Hamburger Helper I've ever had. But again, like I said, she was kind of under the influence, and I don't think she knew that she put that much shit in it. But she never talked about it, so she either just like
she's so
ate
ashamed
it and didn't care, or she did it. Yeah, she just like knew it was bad and didn't want to talk about it. But she also usually like she's the kind of cook that will like make something, and even though she knows it's gonna be delicious, she's like, oh, let me know if it's bad, like let me know if it's terrible. And every time she does that, I'm like, it's great, because what she does a lot of is just like. And she does it a lot because she makes dinner for us, and I like this thing. And it's just because she makes dinner for us just because she's the cook. I'm really like, I use like
it's just
the
what
microwave.
She's good at and what she does.
Yeah, I don't make dinner foods. I can eat them in the next 5 minutes foods. And so she makes a lot of bowls that are like full of a lot of different shit. They're just mixed with a lot of different stuff like vegetables and meat and rice or whatever, and it's delicious. I love bowls. Yep. They're really nice. She also does take stove ramen a lot, and you know, just like the maruchan whatever ramen, and she'll make like 2 of them at the same time, and she'll put like eggs in them, and make like a whole ramen dish out of it.
That's how I do it.
Yeah.
It's real easy to fancify just some like whatever, like dollar store ramen.
Yeah. I
Little
respect
egg
the
in
fuck
there.
out of it.
Little egg in there makes a huge difference. Or, you know, sometimes if I get chicken ramen, I'll add just a little bit of ginger, just occasionally, as just a little something to it.
It's like when a woman impregnates a man, you just put a little egg in him, and then
Yeah.
the egg mixes with the sperm, and it creates a baby from the balls.
You know, it's like when you mix all the little Oreo chunks into your yogurt. It's like that.
Way to bring it home. Or it reminds me, yeah, there's also the like a lot of ice cream places have like that where you break up some kind of cookie and just put it on top of the ice cream.
Do you think that like there would still be the kind of like sexual glorification of cum and people being like all about cum if it was just like the most putrid like black color instead of like, you know, the white color that is now? If it was just this stark black liquid, just pure fucking tar, you think people would still like think the same way about it?
I don't know. I would assume not. But like a lot of people when they have sex do a lot of gross shit anyway. It's like because when you're like stimulated by sexual pleasure, your hormones force you to like not give as much of a shit about the gross shit you're doing. Like
yeah, you know, you want to act like the pure black semen would be a turnoff, but people eat ass, you know?
Yeah,
that's where dookie comes from.
That's why you have sex in your bedroom and not in the middle of the street. There's shit you do in that bedroom that people would find appalling, but you're having sex, so you don't care. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. Brenda, I'm talking to you. You're having sex right now as you listen to this podcast. And that's all right.
God, could you imagine somebody just getting off just during this podcast?
If you make porn in any capacity, put BIGWOWBIG on the background and send it to us. I want to know that happens. I will be so proud to like announce that you did that publicly.
That would be just incredible.
That would be so funny.
Just imagining somebody getting fucking railed and in the background's like Sonic Generations.
I would love to, because it would be even funnier if just like some like 46-year-old man just sent us a video of him masturbating to our videos, and that was it.
That'd be awesome.
That would be so funny.
That'd be incredible. How many children do you think have been conceived to Let's Plays?
Children have been conceived to Let's Plays. I don't know. Let's Plays have been going on a long time. I don't know. It's got to be a lot, though, right?
A couple of dorks come over for Markiplier and chill.
You know what? I can't say that I haven't had sex during Let's Plays, so.
Especially ours.
Yeah, especially BIGWOWBIG.
While we record it.
No, I have only had sex a few times since our show began, and obviously I wasn't being impregnated, so that wasn't happening.
It's a meme that I love of like the angel and devil on your shoulder. And it's like, Angel says, boys can't get pregnant. Devil says, keep breeding that twink.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Shit. I mean, like, shit, it's gonna happen. Like, science is like, science is science. This is like, you know, whatever, you know, like people who are born without like a female reproductive system, ovaries or whatever. Like, it's just bound to happen that those people would be able to get pregnant one day if they want.
Also, even now, worth mentioning in that topic, intersex people. Often overlooked. They just fucking exist. There's like 1% of the population is intersex.
Exactly.
I think it's like 1.7%.
I saw a TikTok video of an intersex person giving a speech at one of the tens of thousands anti-trans hearings they keep fucking having. And they had to like fight in that room just for people to believe, or not even so much that, just to make the point that intersex people exist and that science is not.
People keep trying to pass off intersex people as just like a weird little random mutation, and not the fact that there are as many intersex people as like the fucking population of Turkey or something like that.
Right.
Like 1% of the global population. I don't think 1% of the global population lives in Turkey, but just like a whole population of like a country. Shout out to our intersex viewers out there.
Yes. Shout out to you. This is your Big Web Big Day to be Big Wow recognized.
You're valid as fuck and deserve to be heard.
Yes. Although we can't hear you right now. Sorry.
No, we don't want to hear you. You're not valid.
We can't hear you. I mean, like,
that's a joke.
Talk to your screen.
Shout out your computer.
What did we hear? Nothing. Yeah. I mean, you know what? We are only a month away from Pride, I just realized.
Oh, true.
Oh, wait. Let me look back at this. What was it? It was a May 4th. It was a May the 4th whatever thing I saw. It was so funny. Oh, it was this I'll send it in the chat so you can see it, but it's somebody, I don't remember who I saw posted on Twitter, but it was this awfully detailed picture of Jar Jar Binks with incredible muscles. It just said May the 4th be with you.
Oh, God.
Yeah, this is incredibly detailed.
Yeah, I guess that's just a
So
Photoshop of Jar Jar onto a male model.
Yeah, well, I definitely don't think it's the other way around, Mia. I think it's gotta be that. I don't think it's male model's body edited onto Jar Jar, probably.
Yo, Jar Jar got fucking insane delts.
Damn, he fell off. He fell off after the Clone Wars, though.
Jar Jar, me after taking one bongo to the planet.
Oh God, I've been dying for the Jar Jar Disney Plus series, the only Jar Jar series.
Oh dear God, wasn't
if
there
they did that,
like a fan theory or whatever? Like Jar Jar was gonna be the like supreme evil of the sequels.
I don't know. I hope not. Like
well,
of the,
it's obviously
like,
too late for that now. But.
Well, yeah. Do you mean the newer ones, the new trilogy?
Yeah, like people thought that like Jar Jar was like gonna be a Sith Lord or whatever, like behind everything happening.
That would be fucking stupid.
It would be, and hilarious.
That would be so dumb.
Is that any dumber though than somehow Palpatine has returned?
Yeah, I mean, like that's really stupid, but I mean, it's fucking Jar Jar. At least Palpatine was already like that, you know. Jar Jar was like Qui-Gon, Misa need help wiping after shit. You know. Like, oh my God.
You see that the actor for Jar Jar, he did get his day in the sun recently. With, I think it was Andor, or maybe it was maybe it was the new Mandalorian season. I think it was new Mandalorian.
I have no idea. He was in it, you're saying?
Yeah, so, yeah, the actor who played Jar Jar, of course, he became universally hated by Star Wars fans and harassed all the time, which is really fucked up.
What a shame.
That is, okay.
It was funny. I was trying to think of the guy who voices Vader, and I can't remember his name.
Fuck.
Or he voices Mufasa from Lion King too. I can't remember his name though.
James.
Look it up. You tell the story.
Yeah. So he just dealt with a shit ton of harassment from Star Wars fans, and like even after the prequels came out, he was in like a really dark place. He was like suicidal because of how much hatred like people were spewing at him because of his performance as Jar Jar.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was like always that rift. But recently, he got to play a Jedi in, I think it was the new Mandalorian season. Mm. So it's cool that he got a good, he's a good actor and he deserves good recognition. And it's nice that he got like some how do you say, like
Recognition?
like the what was bad was made good. It has been renewed or whatever. I can't think of the word. I think it's an R word that I'm trying to think of.
Retribution?
Yeah, retribution.
Cool.
I think that's the word I was thinking of.
I think it's the word you were thinking of, too.
Justice, maybe?
It was James Earl Jones, by the way. As soon as you said
That's
James,
the
I thought
one.
of it, but I looked it up anyway.
James from Pokemon.
James Earl Jones.
That little twerp.
I challenge you to a battle, James Earl Jones. Hey, Peter, can you pass me my Pokemon, please? Because as we all know, James Earl Jones is famous for being Joe on Family Guy.
Remember, son, all the Pokeball touches will be yours.
All across the land, you will be better. You will be the best, like no one ever was.
Oh man, but there was
He just looks out over. He just shows his son like Kanto. They just look out over like a region of Pokemon.
You could have
That'd be so funny.
for the most part, you could have most of the Lion King in Pokemon Black and White, because you could have Emboar for Pumbaa. You could have Watchog for Timon. I don't think there's lions, but you have zebras.
Close enough.
Also, have we had a hyena Pokemon yet?
I feel like we have
Oh, we have Mightyena. Might be a
Yeah.
hyena. Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, I think when it evolves, it's a.
I mean, it
It
doesn't
looks
look a
more
lot
like
like
a
a hyena. It's it doesn't. It's not.
I think
It's
the
more
evolved
just
form of it
generic
does.
doggy. I
Doesn't
think.
it?
I mean, hyenas are like, they have like notable kind of fur patterns that Mightyena doesn't have.
Hmm.
But so I don't know if Mightyena is supposed to be like, if that naming is supposed to be like a hyena.
It'd probably be easier to see if we just looked up hyena Pokemon. See if anything came
what a
up.
shame we don't have access to the internet in the year of our Lord and Savior 2023.
Oh,
If only somebody could comment it down below.
yeah. Get to work on that, please.
Yeah, if you could just write like your dissertation in the comments about hyena Pokemon. You want to know a fun fact about hyenas? It's actually a horrible fact.
What?
So, female hyenas, essentially, their pus is kind of a pseudo penis. Yes, which means that when they give birth, it's like shoving a baby out of your dick. Those poor fucking hyenas. Nature
Well.
is cruel as hell.
They had it coming.
I don't think they did though.
Well, they took all those lions' jobs, so
Took our jobs.
they're gonna take our jobs. That's what happened to Steve Jobs. Is that he was taken
I thought he died of ligma.
by all the people that are gonna take our jobs. They took they took that job away from us.
It is so sad that Steve Jobs died of ligma.
He died. Ligma.
Oh,
Do you not
hail
see the
ligma.
references? I haven't even anything like that because I am an adult and do other things besides hearing about Ligma and Ninja
Ligma.
and Steve Jobs. Believe it or not, I have the contents of my life is lesser the ridiculous memes, except for when I'm doing this show, and even still, that it's not mostly that. Because
The
we
great
actually
thing
have
about,
intelligent conversation on our show.
The great thing about the stress of being doing media and the like in this day and age is that you really have to consider the business decision of how much of my audience will I gain or lose if I start saying ligma.
Well, it's podcast number 3, so We're getting it in early. We're getting it right in there.
Mambo number 5.
Have you seen that new have you ever used that new Snapchat AI person?
No, I don't use Snapchat.
Oh yeah, you don't use
at
Snapchat.
all.
But they added the new AI person and you can
Isn't
put
that,
like the dumbest shit in there.
I'm pretty sure all like everything that's adding AI into any app or whatever web service, all of it is just like all of it is just builds of Chat GPT that OpenAI.
Yeah, it's like
And do you know why everything's adding all this AI to everything? That's all just Chat GPT?
no.
Because AI is the hot new thing, and if you say that your application has AI, then that makes investors go, ooh, future, and give a lot of money. And that's why everything's just crammed AI into, whatever.
Like give me any sentence to say to this thing. It's fucking ridiculous. You can say like
Ask it, would you rather spend the rest of your life fishing by the lake or hunting in the woods?
okay. But like it's so funny cuz this thing will contradict itself all the time.
These chatbots, they ain't the smartest.
I'd rather go fishing in the lake. How about you? My AI is a fisherman, apparently.
Hell yeah. We still don't have any AI that is like there's like different classifications of AI, and I saw like a thing on this the other day. How like you have stuff like Deep Blue, which is like the chess computer thing. That's like the most basic form of like AI. And then you have this, like text prediction bots like ChatGPT. That all they do is just try to figure out what word comes next based off of like weighing biases. But we currently don't have any AI that is considered to be at a level of above human capability beyond like, because we have like specific bots. You can have an AI that's trained to be the best at checkers, but even still, that is dumber than a human. And we don't have AI yet that is above human capability. That like is like a superhuman capability.
We have that AI with the spikes and the quick speed in the shoes that runs around at the speed of sound. Love that AI.
Hedgehog?
Yes.
Hedgehog?
A really fast hedgehog.
You ever pet a hedgehog?
No, I've never even seen a hedgehog.
I've pet a hedgehog. I knew a guy who had a pet hedgehog.
I've never seen a hedgehog.
That's about as far as that goes, but it's hard to pet a hedgehog. You can pet them kind of on their quills, like on the sides it's more like half fur, half quills. If you just go with the grain of it, with the flow, then it's fine to pet them. And it's actually like kind of soft to pet them like that when you're going with the flow of the quills, but they have very soft tummies.
Well,
very cute. They're also like the slowest of vermin, and it is ridiculous that is the standard of speed as a hedgehog.
I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know what could have made Sega been like, this is the thing we're doing. But if they didn't, it wouldn't have been as influential as it was.
I'm willing to bet that they just wanted something that looked like it had speed lines coming off of it, and then they just figured out what animal it looked the most like after.
I mean, it's better than if they had tried to do like Sonic the house cat, like,
well, like Bubsy.
Yeah, at least they tried.
Oh, that was something that happened somewhat recently. The creator of Bubsy died.
Oh,
yeah,
unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
I never played any Bubsy.
I mean, that's probably for the best, but
yeah. All right, well, I will segue into, since we're pretty late in the podcast now, I will segue into this surprise segment I've kind of withheld.
Oh, yes.
This entire time. For the first time in history, in Big Wow Big history, I have got a Reddit story here for us to read and react to.
Whoa!
I made a Reddit account to go through these subreddits to find a story, and I was very interested in the title of a few of them. I have more that saved than just this one, but I don't want to like take up too much of Mia's time because this is all we can do today. But anyways, this is from
Right.
this is classically from r/Am I the Asshole.
Right.
The title is, Am I the Asshole for Not Allowing My Ex-Husband to Cut Our Daughter's Hair and give it, in quotes, giving him no say in his daughter's problems?
Is the hair the problem?
I think he blew it out of proportion. I think that's what happened. But we'll find out.
Gotta be careful with Am I the Asshole these days. A lot of them are a lot of hooey.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to scroll any kind of Reddit story. People like lying a lot.
Oh goodness.
So anyways, tell me about these lies.
Oh, okay. My ex-husband and I split 10 years ago. We have a 16-year-old daughter, Brooke. She's mixed. I'm black. My ex is white. Because of this, Brooke has always had trouble with styling her hair, so she kept it fairly short. A couple of years ago, I heard about the curly girl method, and since using some of those principles, Brooke was able to get her hair to be styled properly and make it look good, so she's grown it out since then. I don't feel comfortable posting pictures of her on an anonymous site like this, but for an idea of how it looks, here's a reference picture I found on Google. She puts a lot of work in to get this end result, and while it does require a lot of product and time, I'm okay with that. My ex, however, doesn't want to spend the money on hair care products, so when she is at his house, she just doesn't use them. That was fine because he only has her on alternating weekends, and I recently went on a vacation with some friends, and she stayed with him for 2 weeks. Nearing the end of the 2 weeks, he texted me and asked for permission to cut her hair short. I was confused because she never indicated wanting to do that, so I asked him why. He said that her hair looked awful and she was refusing to take care of it, wash it, or use any products in it. That also struck me as very odd, so I asked what products he meant, and he sent me a picture of some cheap, crappy Walmart shampoo and hair gel.
Oh, no.
He said he made her brush it, and it just looked even worse. This is already, this is already so, like, you're white and you don't know what you're talking about. I told him that he was an idiot. Good.
Why can't you just use Head and Shoulders? Good enough for me.
The cheap Walmart hair crap just fries her hair. Hair gel doesn't work with her hair, and of course it looked bad when she brushed it. That's what happens when you brush curly hair. I gave him a list of the products she uses and told him to go buy them so she could take care of her hair, but he refused, saying they were too expensive and that he wanted to leave her hair cut short because clearly that's the only length she can handle. In quotes. Of course. He made a Facebook post about how I was enabling my daughter to look like a bum and not letting him, quote, fix the problem.
Oh, that's a mature thing to do.
A lot of his family and some of my family that still keep in touch with him told me that I needed to accept, a lot of your family, that you needed to accept she is his daughter too and he gets a say in things. I'm sticking by my choice and I'm not going to let him cut Brooke's hair off unless she tells me that that's what she want to do. Am I the asshole? Editing to add. It seems I didn't do a great job of explaining that Brooke doesn't want to cut her hair and I'm defending her, not saying she has to keep it. If she wanted to cut it, she could, but it's my ex who wants to. Yeah, I don't think, I've never really thought parents should tell their child what they should be doing with their bodies in any way.
Yeah.
Like, it's, yeah, and also, it's like, I've seen so many, and I have no idea because I have no concept of this, and I will never be able to fully relate to it, but, like, I've heard so many, I've seen a lot of examples of white women trying to imitate black hair, and it's, like, super racist, and...
Oh, it's always the worst.
It's the worst, too, yeah, it's just, like, a bad look, like, morally and physically. It's like...
I was at a restaurant a couple years back, and there was this like middle-aged white woman that she had just like the fakest like neon like extremely fake neon dreads like braided into her hair, and I was like, oh God.
Yeah,
no.
there's like so many
shit looked like it was made of like straight up fucking wool or something.
There's so many different ways to like fuck that up, and like it's just like, how could you? But also, I mean, yeah, related to that, I don't think she's the asshole. I think it's insane that some of her family is telling her that she needs to let him have some control.
Of course, yeah.
Like, I can't even believe.
I feel like Am I the Asshole is like, it's like 50% like people just venting and they just need justification that they're right, and it's not about whether actually you're figuring out if somebody's the asshole or not, but you just want people to tell you that you're correct. And the other 50% is just people's creative writing exercises.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I
feel like this is the former.
This is more of a just like kind of ask Reddit thing, instead of like, am I the asshole specifically? There's a lot of what I like about Am I the Asshole is it's a lot of stuff like this, and it's also it's a lot of crazy people who clearly are the asshole just being like, but I'm right? Because you're not. But the stories you can find on Reddit are crazy.
This is like the modern equivalent, and I say modern as if it wasn't just a few years ago, but this is like the modern equivalent of like What Would You Do? If you remember that show.
I kind of do.
It was just like a show where they just like had candid cameras around and they would just like stage them in public places where they would have like actors play out an uncomfortable scene.
Yeah.
Like, like and then they would just see what people in public would do. Just capturing like those candid moments. So it'd be like, they'd have like an actor pretend to like hit their child in a restaurant or something. And then, you'd look around on the camera, see are any strangers gonna like go and enact on this?
Is anybody gonna step up to the plate?
I feel like that's just kind of like, in a weird way, I feel like this is something that's gone back into like the annals of history. You'll probably find this in like ancient Greece or something. Just these like, I think people just need moral dilemmas. Just for the sake of like staying fresh, we just need clear cut like moral dilemmas to think about.
Yeah, I mean,
just for mental stimulation.
It's interesting, and I'm sure for like, all of time, it's been interesting to hear about like drama. I mean, drama is like the top thing most of the time, and like, I got obsessed with hearing these Reddit stories on TikToks of Minecraft parkour gameplay, just because I couldn't stop fucking listening to them. Some of them are so crazy, because even a lot of them that aren't real are still really interesting stories. And if it is,
even if you can recognize that it's not a real story, like it's not like a true thing that happened, sometimes it's just interesting. Like you just want to see where the story goes.
Yeah, like I don't even think about like, is it real? I just, it's kind of like suspension of disbelief for just
it's like watching a movie just for a moment.
Yeah, it's like, or
you step into a story,
reading a book, a really short book.
Really
or watching a really short movie on the internet. But yeah, so I just like, I went to all the subreddits I see all this crazy shit under and followed all of them and looked for stories, and that was just one of many.
Oh my god, I just realized that if we transcribed everything that we say in this podcast into like, put that into written text and then just published that, just the transcriptions of these podcasts, then we could say based on the novel Late Night with Big and Wow.
Based on the novel.
Based on the hit novel Late Night with Big and Wow.
And one of the subreddits that and let me be clear. I am not a Reddit user. I made this account yesterday to look for Reddit stories for this podcast. I just have seen the Reddit stories on fucking... Oh, that's a crazy title. I saw them on TikTok and I do watch. I mean, my For You page is a lot of these, and I will often, if the title is enough, I will listen to the whole thing. Just because I don't have like a show or like something regular to watch right now. So like I've been watching a lot of TikTok anyway, and those stories keep my brain busy and they make me think about stuff. But
TikTok and stuff like that, it is just crack cocaine to the ADHD brain.
Yeah, it's just like fucking whatever. And there's a lot of stories that are just like clickbait, you know, like there's a lot of stories that you see over and over that are like pedophiles shouldn't be villainized for being born that way. Like, you know, because some people like getting a reaction out of other people, but I mean, there are people that believe that shit, which is horrible, but you know, it's like interesting to see what because a lot of people on r/change my view are just like crazy, and then some people are like, this HBO show is awful, you know, like very regular shit. And so
just people looking to argue.
I think if I don't stop myself here, I'll fall down a Reddit rabbit hole, which is just something I should try to avoid, because I don't need to get stuck to Reddit right now. I'm already like stuck on TikTok.
I use Reddit, but I use it to just like check in on a couple of communities every day. Just to, like, look at a few posts from like r/Germa and like r/Metroid and all that, and then I check those, and then I use it for that, and it's also my go-to for pornography.
Oh,
Reddit is because it's so organized, you know.
I go to porn.com for my porn.
Add it into the fucking Mia's a Dork compilation that's building up with this, my fucking Triceratops story, all this shit. Just keep building it up.
I actually don't go to Reddit for porn. I go to porn websites for Reddit posts. There's a porn subcategory of people just reading Reddit stories. Can you imagine? I don't want to make it, but I would love if somebody made one of those Reddit TikToks, but it's just hard porn in the background instead of Minecraft gameplay. Or like Subway Surfers, just hardcore porn. That was so funny. Oh my God.
I can't hardly focus on the porn without the Subway Surfers.
Yeah.
Oh my God, there has to be somebody at this point has to have had like Subway Surfers Reddit TTS on just while they're getting laid, just to keep their attention.
I mean, me, honestly.
Getting railed while playing Subway Surfers.
Yeah.
Just to bask in the moment.
You ever seen that girl who's like, oh my God, I'm getting fucked while I play my Nintendo Switch. Oh, whoa. Well, I wear the Mario Odyssey hat. I'm the Nintendo girl. I'm getting fucked.
I feel like I've seen like 30 people like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a stereotype.
Just pretending to get fucked
like,
while,
oh no, I'm the
controller.
gamer girl. Yeah, exactly. Like,
they're just like
oh no, I'm a gamer girl
backward.
I'm playing the fucking Nintendo game. While I get fucked in the ass. Oh no. Oh goodness. I can't focus on the game with all this cock in my ass. It's just so like fucking.
I did find a couple years ago, I I saw this video that it was a let's play of Breath of the Wild, but like it had a face cam and a cock cam or like an ass cam.
Dang.
That's just how it was.
POV. I'm fucking you. When you think of porn, do you think of like it's so... I don't know, because there's so many people that like... I really don't want to get like too deep in this conversation, but like, do you like... Because how much porn do you think is scripted versus people just filming themselves fucking in their house? What do you think like the differentiation is between those two categories?
Thanks to the rise of things like OnlyFans and like Fansly and even just Twitter in general, the like people being able to create a sort of business out of this or like get into that kind of sphere without having like professional level production or like, you know,
right.
studio behind that, like how it, you know, used to pretty much just required to be because you had to have the equipment to even film it and to distribute it.
Like in the 1980s.
I'm willing to bet now that, well, the things that even individuals make scripted stuff, but if we're talking about like kind of organic, like homemade type of stuff, I would say it's probably it's probably just like nowadays leans more towards organic homemade than like studio scripted, just because of the sheer volume of people in the past few years who have become accountants, we shall say.
Yeah, probably. I will say, I forgot what I was gonna say, but I just wanted to let you know that I'd say that. I wonder when the first pornographic image was taken, or first pornographic film was made. And I don't mean painted. I mean like an image. I mean like a picture.
Like a photograph?
Yeah.
I mean, probably when they fucking invented the camera, honestly.
Yeah. They were like,
I mean, you know, those like, you know, you see like relics and stuff from ancient Mesopotamia, and they have these like fertility idols. Anytime you are seeing anything about like an ancient society, ancient cultures, and they mention fertility idol, that is most usually, in most cases, they are referring to like, you know, there's that like famous statue where it's like carved out of wood or something, and it has fat tits, and they call it a fertility idol.
Mm-hmm.
It's, if they call it that, they either jerked off to it or they shoved it up their ass. That's what they mean when they say fertility idol. It was either their fucking like waifu figure, or it was a sex toy.
Just the original body pillows. They were made out of wood.
There was yeah. I mean, there was I think it was from Rome. Maybe it might be from before then, but I think it was found in Rome. Like just they said it was a wooden phallus. It was just a straight up wooden dildo.
Yeah. The you know, they always call it Excalibur, but it was just a giant dildo. It's often misconstrued as a sword by history, but it was just a big dildo.
Just a big flopper. And that's, you know, it wasn't about pulling it out of the stone. It was about how deep it could go into your stone.
Yeah.
That's what determined King Arthur.
I have nothing to follow that up, which is sad.
No, it's
I have no way to continue it.
Oh, you have no way to
bring it back around.
No way to segue out of the pornography?
No, I don't. But welcome back.
Welcome back to Late Night Big and Wow. This is episode 4.
Welcome to the end. This is the end for all of us. I'm impressed that it has been almost an hour, and the amount of shit we've covered. Damn, these podcasts are crazy. We should keep doing this.
Damn, we should keep talking.
Yeah, we should keep talking
every Friday
on the internet. Broadcast it. Broadcast yourself.
Put it, clip it, ship it, put it on the hub.
That was YouTube's motto at one point. I don't know if they still run by that technically, but it was broadcast yourself for a while.
YouTube. Well, now it's more about
YouTube.
Now it's more about larger entities that move on to YouTube. That's their bigger focus.
And then they have the cow version, which is MooTube.
I feel like YouTube really like it. The U really fell out of YouTube when they like started doing like YouTube TV and stuff like that. Where it's like, okay, so this isn't like a social media anymore; it's a network.
Yeah, and they brought the live streaming thing along like randomly, but they only improved upon it at one point and like made it fit into the main core of YouTube. But they
had the
brought
live
it on
streaming
earlier
thing
than that.
For like that. They put that in like 2015, 2016, something like that, and it remained unchanged until like last year.
Yeah, there was a lot. That's well, yeah, they added a lot, but the format of which it is now on the website was only made like a couple years ago, and then after that point is when they started buying a lot of Twitch streamers.
Yeah.
Which is more convenient for me as a viewer because a lot of mainstream streaming devices don't have Twitch accessibility.
True.
So it's just easier to watch YouTube streamers. But I don't watch many streamers.
Yeah,
anyway.
I don't watch
I'm
a
not
lot of live streams.
Not a streamer viewer.
I usually, if I'm gonna watch, unless it's Vine Sauce, of which I watch the full streams of, most streamers that I want to watch, I'll just watch like their highlights and their actual videos that they put out, and not their full streams. And that's my problem now with Ludwig being on YouTube, is that I'll see like a title and thumbnail that looks interesting, and then I'll look at the runtime and it's 4 hours, and I'm like, oh, I thought this was a video.
Yeah, I watch minimal streamers. I watch like the big ones. I watch like one or two of them maybe when they're streaming at least, and then I tune into my friends sometimes because my friends stream. Otherwise, I'm mostly watching YouTube or nowadays TikTok, but I'm actually weirdly enough more invested in watching TikToks now than when I was creating on it, which was a long time ago. I mean, yeah, I would say I guess I haven't been this invested in watching TikTok since like 2019 or 2020. I don't like really care. I kind of use TikTok right now to either hear about those Reddit stories or keep up with ongoings in terms of
you know what I learned? What I found out the other day? So
What?
you know Aaron Reed, who does like all the news on the trans bills and everything?
Uh-huh.
Have you heard of Zoe Zephyr?
They're married. Or they're together.
They're
Wait.
together.
Yes, I did know
That made
that.
me so happy to find out. I was like, oh my god.
Yes.
That is an absolute fucking
is-
power couple.
Yeah, it's a perfect pairing. It makes a lot of sense too when you think about it.
That is like that is you know, finding out that those two are together is realizing that they're about 50 times more powerful than you could ever imagine.
It's like finding out that the Guardians of the Galaxy are going to team up with the Avengers. Like,
Exactly. It's like, oh my
power
God.
shit. It's great. Yeah, they're both great. If
Love
you don't
them.
know, Zoe Zephyr is a Montana politician, and Aaron Reed is a journalist who keeps up with most ongoings in America, but especially the trans ones, considering that's going on right now.
If you want to keep up with most legislation and like politics regarding LGBT, like any bills, anything regarding that, there's a newsletter or even just the TikToks that Aaron Reed does.
Yeah,
I'm
you can
subscribed to the
consume it.
newsletter. It's great. She marks everything so clearly in her TikToks that like if it has a red background, it's bad news. If it's green background, it's good news. So you can avoid bad stuff if you're not feeling like it. I love her. It's great.
Although she unfortunately does not cover enough stories about big hot men that I would like. I wish she would have a purple light when it's going to be a story about big hot men. I would bookmark all those videos.
Yeah, like Mace Windu's lightsaber.
Yeah, I mean,
Aaron Reed, if you're out there, give the people what they want.
yeah, big hot
do
men
a-
stories,
Do a story on Mace Windu.
big hot men newsletter,
Big hot Mace Windu.
big hot Mace Windu.
Has Samuel L. Jackson ever been ripped?
Has he ever been like jacked in the
Yeah, has
tummy?
there ever been like a super muscly Samuel L. Jackson?
I don't know. I mean, that's just kind of his personality is that he's tough as shit.
I mean, yeah, but I need to find out now.
He's tough in the brain. I don't know if he's like jacked.
You ever like hear his you know his coming up story? His youth.
I don't think so.
He had like a wild childhood and like youth.
Mm.
Trying to see.
I just know that he's in like everything.
Samuel L. Jackson.
That was also kind of his thing.
True. I don't think he's ever been. Nah, he's never been like muscly ripped for a role. He's always just been kind of like healthy middle-aged man.
Yeah. I mean, like he looked old. He looked old like 30 years ago, and he still looks old. Like,
True. Oh my god, have you ever seen pictures
but
of
he's
Morgan Freeman when he was younger?
no.
He looked old at like the age of 17.
Oh, I'm sure that he did. I can't imagine him as anything other than Morgan Freeman.
Permanently old.
There is like a image of Morgan Freeman that you have, and I can't imagine anything other than that.
You know what though?
It's the same thing as like Tom Holland. I don't think Tom Holland's ever gonna look any older than he does.
You know what's a weird thing though?
What
if Morgan Freeman looks the same? If he looked how he does now when he was like 17, does that mean he looked old then, or does he look young now?
I think
if he looks the same
then.
as he was when he was 17.
He looks fucking old.
But
though.
Are we saying that he looks old in retrospect because we compare him to old Morgan Freeman, and we say that he looks how he looks when he's old, so we ascribe old to that descriptor, when in fact he looked like that when he was younger, meaning that it actually works in the opposite direction, that he still looks young because he looks the way he did when he was 17. We're thinking about it backwards. We are our present bias of the time that we live in, because we're used to him being old, that we think that he looked old then because that's what we're used to.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. You really metaversed that one out for some reason. I like you turned my brain into spaghetti for a second.
Thinking about the logistics of Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, you just like turned it into this overtly universal situation.
If it weren't so late in the episode, that'd be a baller title. The logistics of Morgan Freeman.
Oh yeah. But that was a minimal time. This episode's probably gonna be called like
it's
Food
like right
and Reddit or some shit. Yeah. Well.
Am I the Mace Windu?
Am I the Jedi?
Am I the Jedi?
Am I the Sith Lord? It's like the equivalent of asshole.
Am I Anakin Skywalker, M23.
Am I the Wookiee?
Am I the asshole for slaughtering the younglings?
Yeah. Oh, we were talking about. You brought it up during your first Sonic Unleashed.
Yeah.
We were talking about Sonic Unleashed, and you were like, wouldn't it be funny if Anakin Skywalker just grabbed those kids and did Sonic's like beating them together move?
Yeah, just
like ragdoll, just smashing the kids against each other.
Just bonking their heads together.
Next BIGWOWBIG session we have to do like a majority Sonic Unleashed. We need to get through that game faster. Like,
oh my god, we have to get that like out of our system.
We've done like 3 episodes, and I need more to be done because like I'm itching to play it, but I'm not itching to play it for the reason you think I'm itching to play it. I'm itching to play it so that it gets done, and like I want to play the game too, but I want to play the game to make funny content, and so that it just happens, and then it's a legendary series on our channel, and it's done. It's like
you're itching to play it the way that you're anticipating a shit because your stomach feels terrible,
or the way it's like when you wake up and you like have school.
You're like, I need this evil out of me.
Like
get it out.
It's like you wake up and you got to go to your job. Like Sonic Unleashed is my job right now, and I need to get it done.
You ever been in like the situation where like you just have like an upset stomach, but there's just nothing on the upper or lower end indicating it's gonna be out anytime soon? You're like, well, it's not going up, it's not going down, it's just gonna sit there and hurt.
Well, most stomach pains I have nowadays feel like my like intestines exploded, and it's like that kind of pain. It has a lot to do with my medications and when I don't eat much, because I often will run out of food and not say anything. Just because I forget, and I'm stupid, and I hate asking for things, and I'm not very independent in terms of money right now. Admittedly, yeah, I'm really.
Hey, subscribe to the Patreon.
Hey, guess what? We have a Patreon. You could subscribe to feed a poor bitch in your area. Not in your area. If you count the world as your area, then your area. Also, we make funny content on YouTube. Subscribe,
like, and possibly comment.
Hey, subscribe if you're not racist. If you like equality, subscribe.
If you left your dissertation on hyena Pokemon earlier, go down and leave another comment and just leave a timestamp of your favorite moments.
Yeah.
This is definitely not so we can farm clips for our compilations easier.
Go down to the comments and write me an 800-word essay on the subject of if you can fit an entire tub of cookie dough up your ass.
Drop and give me 20 likes.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think we're at a pretty good stopping point at this here over an hour.
I think that's about it. Yeah, this is our chunkiest episode so far.
Rather thick.
But thank you all for listening and watching. I hope you all have a great weekend, and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye.